All right, guys, so I'm getting a lot of questions on the YouTube channel. A big one that I promised to do a video on is how much does it cost to start a pay-per-lead agency? And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video, so let's do it. Now, first of all, I'll say that a pay-per-lead agency isn't a brand new thing. There are plenty of pay-per-lead agencies out there. There's affiliate marketers who generate leads on an affiliate basis. They get paid in arrears. And there's people that generate leads for companies on retainer. And then there's pay-per-lead agencies that get paid per lead or paid per appointment or even paid per deal. And the way that we've done things is, I think, a little bit unique because we've always focused on getting paid upfront from our clients. And that is how I'm going to answer the question today, which is to start a pay-per-lead agency, it costs $0 because we're getting a payment from our clients beforehand. And then we're going to run ads with the budget that comes from that client revenue. So let's say, for example, that I get paid $1,000 from a client. I sold them 10 leads at $100 per lead. And by the way, you should sell leads in bigger batches than that because that's not a good enough sample size. But if I sold 10 leads for $100 per lead, I just made $1,000. And now I need to figure out how I can get leads for $100 or less. And this is where the risk comes in. But if you do right, you're not going to have to spend any money. So when a lead comes in for, let's say my first lead comes in at 120, I'd actually be kind of okay with that because that's going to tell me, okay, I just literally threw a bunch of stuff out there, a bunch of different ads running, and I got a lead for $120. When I go down into my ads, I may actually see that ad set and that ad got the lead for like $30, for example. Okay. So I'm going to watch that campaign go through maybe a couple $100 in ad spend. I'm going to start to optimize. And the goal would be on that order to get to the point. And again, this might sound easier said than done. Join the free Discord if you want to learn how to run ads more effectively so that you don't lose money on your first order. But that's the way I do it, is that I make sure that I at least break even on that order. Hopefully I'm doing better than break even and over delivering on that order to really build rapport with that client. And so once I've gone through optimizing those ads and delivering the order to that client, hopefully I get some good feedback for them. Maybe it's mixed, maybe they move on, which is totally fine because I didn't lose any money on them. I was able to learn, I was able to get a sense of my cost per lead. And then I can take those findings and again, maybe I paid 90 per lead on the order. My next order, I'm going to try and do 75 or I'm going to try and do 60 or 50. I'm going to get that lead cost down while still improving quality and building relationships with these clients. Hopefully, though, your client comes back and they say, hey, the leads are okay, but we need to improve here, here, and here. And you might say to yourself, okay, well, I got the leads for 90. They want them for, they bought them for 100. I only made $10 per lead. But you're so early on here and there's so much runway to work with. For the first few months of a new niche, I guess at this point for us about a month, we just focus on breaking even and learning as much as we can, getting ad spend under our belt and figure out how to get the best lead possible for the best price possible. So when you're starting out again, don't worry too much about making a giant profit off your first order. Just focus on learning as much as you can. That is my biggest piece of advice. Again, to answer that question, how much does it cost to start a lead generation agency? Hopefully on your first order, you can kind of like run things slowly, under promise and over deliver. And then on that first order, break even and focus on learning. And then you can start to replicate that. You can start to make deals with clients where maybe they pay the ad spend and you make a small commission. It's called a hybrid deal. Sometimes clients don't want to pay upfront for a bunch of leads, but you say to them, okay, how about do $1,000 in ad spend? And if a deal closes, you give them $50 per deal. That was the first client I ever had, was a deal like that. And I learned a ton from that client and I was able to scale with other clients because of the learning that I did with that client. And really the only other costs in starting a lead generation agency are some software products that you need, like a landing page builder. You need a domain name, obviously, but nothing super unique to lead generation. That's really just stuff you need if you're building a marketing SOM agency or even just a company in general. We have a bunch of recommendations on the Discord. Again, if you're looking for quiz software or landing page software, we use Go High Level for all of the lead follow-up and nurturing so that we can book more appointments for our clients. So the couple things there, but really you should be able to bootstrap a lead generation agency if you do it right. And again, we're trying to kind of like blueprint this a little bit for people so that you can do the same thing. Again, you start small. We started just really breaking even for the first bit until, we hit the point where we're hitting, multiple tens of thousands of dollars per month in profit, hitting $250K a month in revenue for a good span of time. And now really scaling that past those numbers with multiple different websites that we have running. Okay. So let's say you're starting a lead generation agency tomorrow. Let's call your website Bob's Home Builder. So you're going to sell home renovation leads to, these construction companies. And I go to client A and I ask if they want 100 leads for $50 per lead. And they tell me to take a hike. Maybe, probably most people will. Or they say, oh, let's do a back end deal. I'll pay you on the close. In this case, I don't recommend doing this with a new client because 9.5 out of 10 times it's not going to work out because they're not going to be good at closing digital leads most likely. I just don't like to do it personally. So I usually say to them, let's do a hybrid deal as I mentioned earlier. Or they might say, hey, can I try 10 leads? And I recommend pushing back on this if you can, because really 10 leads is not a good enough sample size for them to understand if the leads work. They need to try like at least 30 leads. And I set the bar 50 leads is at least you can kind of determine what a conversion rate is off that. as more and more people get into lead gen, it's harder to sell these big batches of leads right off the bat, which is fine. You got to roll with the punches sometimes. And as long as you can learn and not waste your own money doing it, then it's probably a good idea to try it. And then one thing I reiterate to new clients is that we replace any fake leads. All the leads are sold exclusively. They're only sold to you. And once we sell it to you, it's your data. And we kind of differentiate ourselves that way. And so if they do kind of complain about, I'm not sure about these leads, just tell them like, hey, we're going to do everything we can so that you at least break even on this first order. You know, we're looking for a partner in this. We're looking to grow with somebody, which is true. You don't want to sell a batch of leads to one person and never talk to them again. It's a freaking waste of time. You want to find somebody who can grow with you. So replace any fake leads that they want refunded. Replace any kind of hoax leads or bad numbers and stuff like that. And don't sell leads to two people. It's just not going to work, especially if you promise it. And lastly, you can rate a gem. There's no setup fees. There's no contracts. Like, let's give it a shot. I'm trying to focus on those couple things when I'm selling leads, because people hate setup fees and they hate being, stuck in a contract. You just tell them, hey, you can buy as many leads as you want, anytime you want. I can give them to you at 1 lead per day. I can give them to you at 10 leads per day, and you're going to make it happen for them. I just rambled on. I'm not even sure if this video is valuable or not, but hopefully it is. The answer to the question is, it literally can cost $0 to start your pay-per lead agency. What you really focus on is educating yourself when you're running those first campaigns, understanding your clients, understanding their needs, and really you can bootstrap this thing so that you're not, risking thousands of dollars. Because that was my biggest concern, is when we started our pay-per lead agency, we didn't have, much in the war chest to play with. So I was very determined to not spend any of my money, and I was able to do that. And I know that you can do that too. And again, if you're looking to learn about the model that we have a free Discord that you can join below. Again, I'm not gonna get you in there to sell you some high ticket item. We do have a few items that cost less than $100 in there to get a bunch of templates. But again, I just enjoy making these videos, and like that the YouTube channel is growing. It's all fun and games. And if you have any questions, hit me up in Discord. Enjoy the discussion there. And hopefully we can help other people, build a lead generation agency that gives them flexibility in life and the ability to pretty much do whatever they want. So we'll see you in the next one. I'm out.